All right, good morning, everyone. Whoops. Oh shit, I gotta fix the screen. Hold up. All right. Okay. Let's start our Nasdaq. I do like how the stocks look. Um, I've already been looking. Let's start on Nasdaq. Right. We have this 4-hour supply zone up here. We have a couple 4-hour zones, which is why I like how the markets look. Boom. Another 4-hour supply zone. And I wanted to check all the way back here on NASDAQ, see if there's any zones. I'm not gonna lie to you guys though, I feel pretty good about today. I feel pretty good about the month. I mean, it's not a new month yet, but kind of feels like it. It's a new week where the new month starts. So we'll see how the week goes. We have a 3-hour demand zone here at the bottom, which is also pretty far away from price. So I don't think I'll take a trade off of this zone. But if I take shorts, I do think it'd be a good target. I've been looking at this 2-hour supply zone, which we're at right now. We had a weird spike at, what is it, 726. Very weird spike. Not sure what that was. It was a, yeah, 121 point spike out of nowhere, and then it went back down. So hopefully we don't have that price action once the market opens up. That'll be scary, but I do think if price gets above 545, it'd be a good long. We'll see if that happens. Honestly, I'm hoping it doesn't happen before the market opens up, but it might because we have like almost 30 minutes till the market opens. So let's see what else we got. And I'm only really looking for zones that are close to price. I mean, this could be a 45-minute zone. And there the dogs go. They're on schedule. They're on schedule. This is the first time they bark in the morning. And it is as soon as I start streaming. That's funny. We have this 30-minute supply zone as well. So if we get above this 550 area before the market opens up, then I'll probably pay more attention to this 30-minute supply zone because it does look like a very strong zone. Let's see what else there is. I mean, this is the 30-minute zone, which is far away from price, but I'll mark it down. I haven't been paying attention to like news and stuff, so I don't know much about what's going on, outside of the markets and stuff, or like what's causing these moves. I haven't been paying too much attention, so hopefully I finish a bit earlier to maybe look at some news. I'm pretty sure we haven't heard no major announcements about the Iran war. I don't think we have. I feel like I would have heard about it. Trump talk of negotiations. I haven't checked the Trump tracker in a while. Ooh, we got high impact news at 10. No, we don't. My bad. That's tomorrow. So it looks like we don't have any news today. But I'm excited for this new month. I think I think on I think last month like I got a little too comfortable. I wasn't really too locked in. Like January, February, I was very locked in. The morning routine was very locked in, and then I don't know what happened. I got too comfortable. So this month, my main focus is definitely gonna be the morning routine because I do think the morning routine definitely affects your trading, whether you want to believe it or not. For me, for example, like what was it? January, February, like my morning routine was very, very focused. I went to the gym, I saunaed, I meditated in the sauna. And then in March, I mean, I could blame the markets, but I also have to take accountability. And in March, like, I literally wake up like 30 minutes before I streamed. And like, that'd be it. And I noticed the difference. Today, like, I did a really good morning routine and I feel way better mentally, physically, every single way I feel better. So that's gonna be the focus of the month is to feel good before actually trading. Okay, well, it looks like the overnight session was going up. Wow, this overnight session is actually crazy. Hopefully, New York Open is pretty good. The overnight range is 2%. So that's a lot of movement. Let's see what US 30 looks like. Also, what I'm paying attention to on damn these dogs. What I'm paying attention to on Nasdaq is to see if we keep rejecting this 2 hour supply zone, or if we break past what is this 550. See how we react up here. If we reject it, or if we break past it, I wouldn't be surprised if we reject it because we haven't seen a pullback in a while. And there is London lows and Asian lows that maybe we could target for shorts. We'll see. Let's look at US 30. Markets was smooth under Biden. Yeah, they were way smoother, but they were less volatile. But I will say with the Trump markets, it's not volatile like every single day. We've seen many periods where it's like choppy during New York Open, but when it's volatile, like it's volatile. It's just at random times, which sucks. That's the hard part. All right. On US 30, we have this 4 hour supply zone up here, which could be a good target for longs. We also have a 4 hour demand zone at the bottom, which could be a good target for shorts if I take shorts. I do want to check all the way back here. Damn, these dogs they're on schedule. It's actually crazy. Like they were quiet all morning and then they hear me talking and they want to go crazy. But I also maybe it's cuz there's just people walking their dogs at this time. Getting my paycheck tomorrow, going for Tradeify and Lucid. Wish me good luck. Code Lonnie rocks. Period. With Tradeify, what accounts are you thinking? So I do think their select accounts are probably one of the best. The only thing is the eval. I think Tradeify, if I had to vote for the best prop firm, I'd vote for Tradeify. There's just they have a lot of options with the best rules, like the daily payout accounts with no consistency. That's pretty crazy. Huh, I'm not seeing too much zones on US 30. Oh, jeez. Gosh. I don't know if you guys heard that. It sounded like the dog they're fighting. Let me tell him something. I'm back. I know you go heavy on eval. What would you do on 50Ks? I mean, it depends. Like, if it's a 1 day pass, I'd full port, right? Basically. But I'd full port on a trade that I think makes sense. And then if it's like a 50% consistency on the eval, then I wouldn't full port, right? I'd just try to get the 1500. And getting 1500, you don't need a full port. You just need like 100 ticks with what? A couple contracts and you'll be good. But yeah, if you're trying to get 1500 on your funded, I would say don't full port. Obviously, but you need to wait for like a very good setup and then just trade it heavier than normal. And then do the math, right? I think it's like 3 contracts. Let's see, if you put 3 contracts. Yeah, that's only 100 ticks. 1500 divided by 15. Yeah. 100 tick trade you could get pretty quick with the New York session. Okay, let me restart on this. Let me look for zones. All right, so on US 30, we have this 30-minute demand zone down here. We also have bigger time frame zones at the bottom, which could be a good target for shorts if they decide to come in. We also have the same 2 hour supply zone, which we retested this area and also rejected. Um, let's see. We also have this 15-minute supply zone, which we also touched up on and rejected right here. So if we chop on this 2 hour zone, I'd look at this 15-minute zone. Okay. Hey Lonnie, what's your strategy? Is it ICT or just candlestick patterns? I mean, it's supply and demand. I guess supply and demand with a certain candlestick pattern, right? Because I wait for the market to touch up on the zone, and then I pay attention to the candlestick pattern, basically. How does the market react once we touch up on the area? But I will say I do zoom in quite a bit, so definitely a scalper. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. What I like to remember is that I don't need to win every single day. I just need to manage risk properly and last. And then you can get to your payout that way. That's how I do it. Alright, I think this is all the zones on US 30. It looks very similar to NASDAQ. It's been going up the whole night. And it went up quite a bit. So we'll see if it pulls back at the open or if it keeps going higher. I mean, if you look at the market, it kind of looks like it wants to pull back down, right? Especially US 30. It's literally been going straight up. So we'll see what happens. How would you get your first 10K if you had to start from scratch right now? The formula is so simple, guys. You get 550K accounts funded. Say have 550K accounts funded. Then you risk 250 on each trade. So you risk 250, you try to get for at least a 1 to 2. You make 500 on the day, you call it a day. And then your daily loss limit is going to be 500, which is pretty tight on a 50K account. But that's why you have to be careful with the trades that you take. The trades that you take should make sense to you and they should be part of your system. And then if you get on a nice winning streak, you'll get to the payout pretty quick. But if you have a losing streak or if you lose a couple days, that's why you have to follow your daily loss limit, right? So you last with the accounts. But yeah, it's very simple to get a 10K month. And then, of course, when you think about, whoa, 10K is a lot of money, you think, whoa, I need to do a lot for this money because that's just how we were all raised, right? We were all raised. You need to work hard to make a lot of money. But with trading, that's not the case, right? You can be trading 24 hours a day and still make $2, right? It doesn't work that way. So when you're trying to get your first 10K month, you got to remember it's fine if I lose today. It's fine if I don't trade today. As long as I take it slow, I can get paid for sure. That's why I always say like slow and steady wins the race, because it does. And I think we've all experienced it. Like it's like the more you want something with trading, the more you chase it, it like runs away from you, you know? So you gotta take it slow. You gotta be patient. And you gotta know what you're looking for when you show up to the market, right? I would say like don't just show up to the market trying to catch a move. No, show up to the market knowing exactly what move you're gonna catch. Have a plan. How long have I been on the game? I mean, I would say no, that's three. Three consistent years, right? But the first year I was losing a lot. Like the first year showing up every single day, blowing evals left and right. I would say 1 year. After that, I would say like 2 years of getting profits. So I mean, to be honest, I don't have a crazy amount of experience, right? There's definitely a lot of traders with way more experience. I mean, I know people that have been trading longer than me, yet they still make less money. But for me, I just think I've made the money I've made because I've taken advantage of prop firms and like I just know the prop firm game. Like honestly, if I was down to my last, I don't know, my last $2,000, I would spend it on prop firms and try to get a 10K payout. Whoa, that looks weird. Do I go live on Discord? I only go live on Discord if like YouTube's not working, which has happened before because I did get banned not too long ago on YouTube. Someone reported me for being a minor, which I'm not. I just stopped aging at 15. Yeah, I stopped aging pretty young. Okay, I think this is good enough for NASDAQ. I definitely don't want to chart too far away. March sucked for trading. Yeah, it sucked for me as well. But we're here. We're here. That's all that matters. We're on to a new week. If you're still trading after a hard month, you're doing good. Plus, I think the good thing about bad months is that you learn a lot. It should be a learning month. Like it definitely sucks, but I do think it's worth it. What time is it? We got 8 more minutes for market open. I think PA is cool for the last 2 weeks. Yeah, I think like the middle and the beginning of March were harder. The last 2 weeks was easier, but I mean, not for me. I was still on that losing streak. But I think I was on a losing streak because I wasn't trying 100%. Like my morning routine wasn't it wasn't what routine, right? I didn't have a morning routine. I'd wake up and like get on the charts. And I now I understand it definitely affects my trading, which I've understood for a while, but it's like you forget. I definitely forgot. Yo, someone said I bet a lot of prop traders got blown and not in a good way. What the? I think your wording is a bit off, but I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Did the Trade of Apex accounts go up in price? They did. They did. After the update, yeah. Especially the end of day accounts. They're way more pricier. But it's not an insane price. It's just more than before. Especially if you're trying to get 20 accounts. I mean, it does add up quite a bit. But if you look at your return on investment, if you get a payout, then it's a good deal. That's how you got to be thinking. If I get a payout from these accounts, what amount What would be my return on the investment? That's how I think of prop firms. We got 5 more minutes for the market to open. Okay. How much is one of Apex 50K account? Well, with the sale, I think it's like with the sale, I think it's it's either 35 or like 39 for the eval. And then once you get funded, the activation fees 99. So I'm hoping when Apex has their next sale, honestly, I'm hoping they do this sale with like the activation fee because they have done that before where they make the activation fee like lower. That'd be nice. I think that'd be a really good sale. Okay, where is VWAP? There's VWAP. Whoa. Oh yeah. This looks very bearish. I don't know. Whenever I see like VWAP hasn't been touched in over 10 hours, I I always think like New York Open is gonna go to VWAP. We'll see. We got 4 more minutes. What the heck? Bro. It's crazy because recently I've gotten a lot of emails from like these newer prop firms trying to get me to like promote them. And this prop firm, what the heck? They're trying to get me to make a video. Like what? Bro. Don't promote BGF? What the heck is that? I've never heard of that. Only 11 million. Tell them you want $1,000 per video. Nah, it's not about the money. It's about the prop firm. Is the prop firm actually that good to promote? No. See, even the dogs agree. Blue Guardian Futures. I've heard of Blue Guardian. I can't even talk, guys, because these dogs are insane. I was gonna say I've heard of Blue Guardian. I feel like I used to hear it a lot before. Recently, I haven't heard much about them. Nah, but like if a prop firm looks sketchy, like I don't like to promote. I like to promote prop firms that have been in the game for a while, or like they were a forex prop firm, and they're trying to get into futures. Then I would trust them because they know the game. But if it's like a new prop firm with like weird rules, no. You definitely gotta. I learned my lesson from working with brand new prop firms, and it's not a good idea. If you want to try a prop firm, you need to know you can trust them. So they need to be in the game for a while. Cause I traded with a new prop firm. I don't know if you guys remember Fast Track Trading. and it was horrible. Okay, market opened. Okay. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Let's see how today goes. Yeah, both US 30 and Nasdaq are right at this 2 hour supply zone. So we'll see if it goes down. The only way I would long is if it closes above 550. And then for shorting, I mean, I could short it up here, but it'd be kind of hard to short it up here because the zone is so big. Oh, but yeah, with fast track trading, they approved my 10K payout. Mind you, this is my first 10K payout, so I was like over the moon about it. They approved it, and then like they never paid me because the prop firm shut down. So that was a huge lesson. Huge lesson. Not to trust brand new prop firms. They definitely got to be in the game for a couple months. Hold on. Gracias. How big is this opening? This looks like a bit of a slow open. Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm hoping this picks up a little bit. Jesus. I made 40K with fast track trading. They requested it back. I did not know they did that. Yeah, fast track trading was good until it wasn't. Alright, this dog is literally insane. It's the one dog, the one that we're taking care of. Yo, if you guys know, you guys needed to understand what I'm talking about. This she has zoomies all the time. Like she just always wants to fight, and that's who you guys mostly hear. I already know I'm gonna get scammed with prop for named Blue Guardian. Bro, it's not even the name, it's the website. Like if you look at the Blue Guardian website, something's off with it. Something's wrong. That's why I never tried them because of the website. It's literally the only reason. I'd be pissed if I were your neighbor. Yo. The neighbor to our right, we've had some history with them. Even with our past dog. Like I remember let me see how this candle closes before I talk too much. But yeah, the government. What am I saying? The neighbor next door one time they put a device on the fence that would like try to make the dogs quiet and like not bark. And I remember me and my brother, we cut it out and we threw it in their pool. Um, and then nothing happened after that. That was really it. There's just other things with that neighbor too. This is an old man. All right, I'm looking at Nasdaq. Is about to tap this 10-minute zone. So I'm trying to see if it breaks past it or if we bounce from here. Let's see how this candle closes. If it closes below 448, then I'm gonna try a short. Okay, this looks promising. Alright, I like this candle close. I'm gonna short it here. And put my stop loss at, what is that, 466. I'm gonna try to target 50 points. But if it gets below 388, I think it could go down to VWAP. Yeah, once it gets below this low here, then I'm probably gonna break even. Looks like it's retesting the zone. I definitely don't want to see it get above 450. Okay, that was a good retest. Now I'd want to see it break the lows. Okay, good. Yeah, I want to see how this 5 minute closes. I haven't broken even yet because I want to see this next 5 minute candle. I mean, so far the opening range is pretty big, so I do think there's good volume. And then my TP2 is at, what is this? Around 390, which we're gonna hit pretty soon. Alright, yeah, this is TP2. I'm gonna break even here. It is a really good TP. So, let's see. But I do think it wants to touch up on VWAP. There it is. I'm gonna start trailing this really tight. Alright, I'm out of that. Okay, that was a good start to the week. That was, and I'm done. Honestly, guys, I forgot what it's like to win, and it feels so good. Okay, now we have 1700 in drawdown. Let's see what we can do. I do think this is gonna touch VWAP. I just I needed to lock in profit after after the losing streak I've been in. That was a decent trade. Another thing too to why I closed it is just first of all it's over a 1-2, so I closed it. Like I said, I've been losing a lot. I'd hate to see the profit disappear. And then also because the 15-minute candle is gonna close soon, and if you're in a trade within the first, if you're still in a trade after, okay, if you're still in a trade when the 15-minute candle closes, you have to expect a pullback, right? Or you better hope that it shoots straight to your TP, which only happens when there's really good volume, which there is. I do want to see if this touches VWAP, and I have a pretty good feeling it will, but we'll see. The only reason I think it's gonna touch VWAP is because we haven't touched it in over, I think it's over 11 hours, which is a long time. Usually, when you see that, New York session will touch up on VWAP almost every time. I mean, there's also just lower targets as well, right? I know some people probably target London lows, true they open, or Asian lows all the way down here. I do think this has a lot of room to go down, especially if it gets below VWAP. So we'll see what happens. Right now, it looks like it might want to pull back. It says it's at this 45-minute demand zone. So we'll see. We'll see this next 15-minute candle. I'm not going to take any more trades on these accounts. That's just what I do when I'm trading these accounts. Once I have the first win, I'm done for the day. We'll see. I want to see what happens. Yeah, I feel like this move wasn't too surprising. Like, it definitely made sense for the pullback. Like even though it's going up overnight, if you look at it, it just looks like it needs a pullback, right? It looks very overextended. I just feel like it's also a pattern that happens a lot, which is why it has the name. I think it's called like New York reversal because it happens a lot. We'll see like the overnight sessions slowly going up, and then in like 5 minutes, it'll go all the way back down. Like I call this the Nasdaq pattern. What do people say? It takes that the stairs up and then the elevator down. It does. All right, that was the first 15 minutes, and a big move has already happened. Right, 162 points, which shows there's really good volume. So if I was still in this short, what I'd want to see, obviously, I'd want to see it continue lower, but I'd want to see it pretty quick. You don't want to see that second 15-minute candle go all the way up, right? You don't want to see it go back inside of the range and like move sideways. I'd want to see this continue lower. Yeah, this is good. Good shorts. It's crazy too cuz I don't want to say like I know I was going to win, but I felt good about the day, and I think I won today because of the morning routine. I mean, I could say like, oh, even if I didn't do the morning routine, I still would have caught it, right? Because it's the A plus setup. But I don't know, something about already being awake for a couple hours, getting in a good vibe, right? Listening to music before you show up to the charts, it feels good. I definitely I have a good feeling about the next month. Plus, I mean, we've already had a choppy month. So, I mean, the odds of it being another choppy month obviously could happen, but I would like to think, next month will be better. Oh, something, I'm pretty sure there's going to be like a FOMC meeting or something. Guys, this is going to be the last month where Papa Powell is going to be in office. Isn't that crazy? To me it's crazy cuz I've only seen Papa Powell speak. I've never been, trading long enough to see someone else in office like that. So it'd be crazy to see someone else speak during FOMC. Are your levels marked by discretion? I'm not sure what that means. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta search up what discretion means. The power of freedom of an individual decision based on their own judgment. No, no, that's not how I mark the zones. It might look like it because I marked the white lines pretty fast, but they're all marked the same. The white lines are all marked just like this on the 1 hour time frame. And then the zones, they're all marked the same way, just in different time frames. Yeah, no. There's a touch on VWAP. Like I'm telling you. The This is the New York pattern right here. It's not, but I see this a lot. It's gonna happen a lot. Made a 50 the first down lucid 50K. That's a pretty good day. I would say set yourself up. That's pretty good. Starting green on a new account is always the best. What makes what makes OT a plus setup? If I take it out of zone, Right. I would say this is a short breakout because we have a ten minute demand zone. Right. Usually at a demand zone, people expect buying, but for me, it's like I would only expect buying if it stays above the 50% line of the zone, right? So if I see the market closing below this 50% line, the thought is okay, we're we're already past below 50% of the zone, so we're most likely gonna break past the zone and go to the next area of interest. So I'm trading from zone to zone. Like all the trades are from zone to zone. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's the thing. Yeah, we'll see. It already touched up on VWAP, so we'll see if it bounces from here. If it actually breaks past VWAP, I wouldn't be surprised if it breaks past VWAP. I think it has a lot of room to go down if it does get below VWAP. I mean, but if it bounces off of here, then I would see if it gets above 546. That's what really matters. Yeah, we'll see. What did US 30 do? Yeah, US 30 played out really well for the shorts as well. It touched up on this 50% line and then immediately started breaking structure lower. Right here, broke this 1 minute wick. That could have been the short entry. Wow, 50-point stop loss would have been perfect. And this would have hit like TP5. God, that was a good trade. US 30's also around VWAP. It didn't touch it, but I feel like US 30 is a bit weird with VWAP. It's not the same as NASDAQ. Down 760 today. A bit upset. Don't know how to feel. I mean, it's okay to be upset. Uh, Even me, right? I've made a lot of money with trading. When I take losses, I get very upset, right? But the best thing to do is to take, first of all, accept it, right? It's fine to be wrong, and then take a step away. That's the best thing. Take a step away. Don't try to, linger on the charts for a while. If you hit your daily loss limit, just call it a day, right? Because if you hit your daily loss limit and you stay on the charts, it's gonna be the worst thing. Cause then you're gonna be like, oh, I could have done this, I should have done that. It's always gonna be, oh, I should have done this. It's always gonna be shoulda, coulda, woulda. So just try your best not to be too hard on yourself. And then of course, like, journal the loss. Try to see what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right. But yeah, be nice to yourself on the losing days. I feel like some people, when they take losses, like, they're extra hard on themselves. Like, they'll punish themselves some way. But for me, it's the opposite. If I take a loss, then I'm gonna be really nice to myself for the rest of the day. I don't know how to explain it. I already got off. Now I gotta go to work for 9 hours. Gotta do what you gotta do. I used to trade like waiting for a liquidity sweep, waiting for 5 minute break of structure, retest, 1 minute IFVG, and enter. What is your trading style? Because mine doesn't work this month at all. I mean, a lot of people trading styles didn't work this month. It's gonna happen. Not every strategy is gonna be perfect for every market. Even mine, right? It worked today, but did it work, a couple days ago? No. It's part of it. I can tell you my strategy, and you still might say the same thing. Damn, this strategy didn't work this month. It's gonna be like that with every strategy. Why do I keep the same risk on a losing streak and not risk down? Because it's a prop firm, right? Even if I blow the account, if I get, another account, it would take if I and then I get a pay on those accounts, that payout will most likely cover all the losses. So for me, I'm not thinking, this is my live account. No, this is just a prop firm account. So it's like I don't have to worry about losing the accounts too much. Obviously I do, but it's way different. And also, um the thing with lowering risk when you're losing is if you lower risk in order to make back, all the losses you took, you'd either have to hit really big on a trade, um or you'd have to win a lot. But if you keep the same risk, a 1 to 3, a 1 to 2 could take care of your past 3, 4 losses. Who knows? So that's why I keep the risk the same. Cause also, what I used to do, I did this a lot last year, was like I would trade 5 micros, and then like if I was losing, then I'd size down to 3 micros, and then when I was trading with the 3 micros, I'd hit like a big ass trade, right? I'd hit like a perfect 1 to 2 trade, 400 ticks. But since it was with 3 micros, since it was with less sizing, the trade didn't feel as good. It didn't feel like that good of a win because it was smaller than, what a usual win would be. So that's why I keep the risk the same. But yeah, today was pretty good. I mean, it looks really good still. It's going down. It broke outside of the opening range, which is really good. There's good volume. It broke out. Not only did it break out of the range, but it broke out of the range ASAP. So that just shows the market definitely knows where it wants to go, and that is down. How do you deal with the 50% consistency rule? I didn't I just didn't get a payout because of my consistency. I made too much money on the account. So the 50% rule is very easy. You should not struggle with the 50% consistency rule. I'm not gonna lie. Because with a 50% consistency rule, you can make half of your money in one day. Right? So for example, on an eval with 50% consistency, as long as you make 1500 one day, you don't have to worry about the consistency rule. But if you make more than 1500, if you make 2000, then you need to make like $4,000 to cover the 50% rule. So whenever I'm dealing with a 50% with any consistency rule, I try to measure what is the biggest day I could get. Because if I have a really huge day, then I need to make way more money, you know? So the 50% consistency, I made 850 today, so I can't make more than that tomorrow. No, you could. So what's your target? Right? If your target is 3,000, the most you can make in a day is 1,500. Right? 50% of it. With any consistency rule, you just have to measure what your biggest day could be so you don't have to make extra money. How much did the 20 Apex accounts cost you? I mean, these costed me over 2K. They were pretty pricey, but I'm not thinking about that, right? I'm thinking about if I get a payout, I'd make way more than 2K. I'd make 30,000, which is huge. Huge return on investment. And also, even though I did get on a losing streak, I kept the losses controlled, right? All the losses were the same amount. The daily loss limit was the same. And the winning day should be bigger than a little bit bigger than the losing day. I definitely could have held this to like a 1 to 4, but since I was on a losing streak, I want to lock in payout. I mean, I want to lock in money. Slow and steady wins the race. Like on Friday, I almost hit a 1 to 2, and then it went back to break even. And obviously that sucked, but I understood like that's just how I trade. If it doesn't hit a 1 to 2, then I'll most likely break even. And that's what happened. And then people were like, "Oh, why did you take profit?" Da da da. It was clearly shorts. I got a lot of hate on Friday. That shit was crazy. I mean, that's how the trading industry is, though. Like, if you post a loss, bro, it's insane. Like, how many smartasses there actually is. I don't think there's more smartasses in any other community except trading. Like, trading has the most smartasses. If you've ever posted about trading, you'll have someone telling you to do this, do that, and then they'll have like zero payouts. You know. How do you feel about the six payout limit? I mean, it's cool, right? Not a lot of people are going to get to the six payout. So it doesn't really affect too much people. But the thing I was thinking about was just like, there's really no clear path to what happens when you get to the six payout. Like, it's going to depend on you as a trader. Like, that's the only thing I don't like, right? There's no clear path. Unlike Top Step has a very clear path of what will happen, right? If you get over 5 payouts, there's no question about it. You'll get moved to live. But with Apex, there's many questions, right? When I get to the six payout, am I going to live? Am I doing this? Am I going to keep the accounts? We don't know until you get there. So that's the only thing I don't like about it is that it's an unclear path of what happens after the six payout. All of a sudden everybody turns to a professional trader. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. This month I passed my first eval. Nice. The first one's always the hardest. First everything's always the hardest. But if you could do it once, you could do it again. And blew both of my fundeds as well. Don't know what to do because I feel like I'm missing a key part. The key part you're probably missing is most likely is risk management, right? You probably either you got a losing streak and you didn't stop and then you blew the account or something. That's everyone's main issues is risk management. Yeah. That's that's the main issue. And like risk is hard to manage when you have emotions involved. That's why risk management is simple but it's hard to do, right? Cuz you get upset when you lose and that's hard to control. You won? How much you won? Damn. What's your balance at? 17, but that means we only need, well, I only need $300 to get back above my losses. And you need what, 1300 to pass your eval. See, we only need one good week. I'm saying one good week and your life could change. It's actually crazy what trading can do. After the sixth payout, you simply revert back to evals again. You are not banned from reaching funded status again. You are just forced to restart the whole process again with evals. Yeah, but then they also said that if you trade a specific way, then you get transferred to live. So like it depends on you, on on how you trade and if they like it or not. But like the sixth payout is pretty hard to get to. Not a lot of people are gonna get to the sixth payout unless they have like a really big buffer, which is definitely possible, but a small percentage of people will get there. How do you stay consistent? The main thing about staying consistent is your trading strategy has to stay the same. Even if you have a losing month, you still have to stick to it. Because if you have a losing month and then you're like, oh, I gotta change this, not working, then you're starting back from zero. So that's number one. The second thing to staying consistent is, I would say, is like, what are you doing before trading? Because I don't know, there was a point where like I thought that your morning routine doesn't really matter. Like what you do before training doesn't matter. But now that I've had, a losing streak and like I compare it to when I had the 40K months, it's like the morning routine definitely affects you. Affects your consistency for sure. It affected me. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. So like last week for example, I was just waking up like literally 30 minutes before the market opened, and I feel like my head wasn't so clear, you know but now today, like I woke up, I worked out, had electrolytes, had coffee, took a shower, and like my energy's better for the markets, and I feel confident for the markets. So if I show up consistently like that to the markets, then I'll have consistent performance. That's another thing. Another thing is risk management. Your risk management has to stay consistent, right? Like when you have a losing day, it has to stay consistent. Most of your losing days should be the same size, right? If you have a losing day that was like $2,000, and then the other losing days are like, I don't know, random numbers, it's gonna be hard to stay consistent. So I focus on the same strategy, right? The same setup, and then the same risk management. So I'm risking kind of around the same per each trade, which I know some people don't like, but it's like if you risk more on a certain trade because you're confident in it, then you might lose more money than usual. So that's the only thing. But I don't know. Staying consistent is simple, but it's hard to do. I feel like I'm ready for a funded. I'm gonna try next week in quarter two. Any advice? Take it slow. Take it slow. When your first time trading a funded, you're gonna be you're gonna be in your head a lot, right? Because you're gonna be thinking, whoa, like if I get this big of a day, I can make this much money and da da da. So slow down, because if you get, you know, a little bit too crazy, thinking you could get rich off the account, it's gonna be hard for you mentally because every loss is gonna feel like you're taking like 30 steps back. You don't want that. You want to be thinking, if I take a loss today, like it's fine. You know, it's gonna take a while to get there, but that's how you want to be thinking. You don't want to be anxious about losing. You want to be fine with losing. So when you take a trade, make sure how much you're risking and make sure you're actually fine with that risk. Because if you take a loss that was more than you planned, it's gonna cause, boom, certain emotions that you don't want. So yeah, take it slow. Make sure every trade that you take, you're fine with taking that loss. Focus on the loss more than the win. What separates me as a pro trader to the 98% that fail, I take it slow, right? Even with the losing streak, like, even with losing streaks, I make money because I take it slow. So I try to make sure if I'm in a losing streak, I try my best to stay with the accounts. I think that's the main thing that separates me is I take it slow. And it's hard to take it slow, especially on a losing day. You can't let trading be your first accomplishment of the day. That's a good quote. I like that. You can't let trading be your first accomplishment of the day. Yeah, that's true. And you can't let trading be the only accomplishment of the day. Because then if you lose in trading, you're going to be upset for the rest of the day. That's bad. I'll say that now. Like, if you take a loss and you're upset for the rest of the day, you need to change that. You do. You can't let your trading affect the rest of the day. You have to kind of separate yourself from it. And it's hard to do in the beginning. I mean, when I took a loss, I used to be very upset for the rest of the day. Like, it was hard to enjoy the rest of the day. But now it's like, it's so separate. Like, if I take a loss, I walk away and I leave it there. Like, I try not to let it affect tomorrow. I need to make 36,901 and 31 cents to get a payout. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's, I mean, I was gonna say that's gonna be hard, but I mean, it could be easy if you size up a lot. The hard part is gonna be the emotions that come with sizing up. Yeah, that's a lot of money to get a payout. That's insane. Is that because of profits you made to be not worry about daily losses or something else? Not sure what you're asking. Or are you asking that trader? I'm not sure. Do you trade futures or options? I trade futures. I tried learning options before I got into futures, but I don't know what it was. I didn't understand it. Like, I'd be watching so many YouTube videos about options and I couldn't understand. And then I tried trading earnings with options and like that was the worst. Then I got into futures and it was good. I got into futures prop firms. I have to be specific about that. My come up has been with prop firms. What do I think is a good return for the month? I don't know, it changes, right? Like last year I thought, 10K was good for a month and it is. It's very good. But once you get to like 40K a month, then it's like, whoa, you know? I feel like we're always going to want more. So, I don't know. 10K is definitely good though. I mean, 10K is a dream for a lot of people. But once you get to like 20, 30, 40K, then it's like, whoa, like it's a different thing. Then you're thinking, well, like what's next? It's always going to be like that. But I would say a good return for the month is not just the payout you get, it's what you profit from the payout, right? How many evals or how many activation fees did it take you to get the payout? How much are you actually profiting? That's the main thing. Because you could get a 10K payout, but then you spent like 5,000 getting the payout. which is still good, right? You spent 5,000 to make 5,000, kind of, yeah. So it depends. But that's also why I like keeping the accounts when I get payouts. I don't like cycling through accounts too much because I think about the return on investment. I'm not thinking just about the payout. Like I'm thinking, how much did I spend to make this money? And then of course, I would say like a good return for the month. First of all, profit, right? Are you actually profiting out of everything? And then if it takes care of like all your bills and stuff. Yeah. It's a good question. I think it is different for a lot of people. So, I mean, I know someone that their bills are 10,000 a month. So like 10,000 a month payout with them is not going to be, a very good amount. It's just going to be just about good, you know. Where am I from? I was born in Puerto Rico, but I was definitely raised in New York. I hope I can get to 10K pay as a milestone. You definitely will. You gotta be thinking from a person that's making 10K. That's how I like to do. Like before I actually made 40K, like in my head, I was already that person that made 40K. I don't know, it's a mental game. You leaving? Okay. Damn, the market kind of slowed down. It definitely kind of slowed down here. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it could pick back up. I think it'll pick back up. The trend looks very strong. Well, all right, guys. Um, I don't know. I feel really good about the month. I know the new month hasn't started, but today feels like a new month, and I'm just gonna keep telling myself that. But all right, I'll see you guys. Hold up, I got a journal. I keep forgetting to journal. I didn't journal like all week last week. That was bad. Okay, we're getting back to it. We're getting back to it, bro. I I don't even know what this says. Okay, let me screenshot it. Uh, I like to screenshot multiple time frames. Screenshot the 5 minute and then the 1 minute, which is where I actually executed. So I took shorts on Nasdaq after I took shorts on Nasdaq after a 1 minute candle close below a 10 minute 50% line. I wanted to target VWAP because I wanted to target VWAP because it hadn't been touched in over 11 hours. And like I said, if VWAP hasn't been touched, I would say in like over 8, 10 hours, New York likes to go for it. Okay, I posted on the free Discord. It's chopping up on VWAP. I definitely want to see how this ends up playing out tomorrow. Because, I mean, look at the 4 hour candle, right? It just looks like a small pullback and it looks like it wants to break the lows. But we'll see how tomorrow looks. I will say though, this was a really good open. Really good open. Do you think you'll get to 100K months? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If you think about it, like especially with Apex, you can get a really big chunk of the month. I mean, you can make 60K, 80K with Apex in a month. But for me, that'd be like two payouts in a month, which I've done before with Top Step last year. I got two 10K payouts in a month. So, like, it's possible for sure. But with the 100K, I would say you need more than just one prop firm. You need a couple. Which is why I need to start trading with Tradeify. I've low key been like scared, but I don't know why. I would say I should make that a goal for April is to try to get two prop firm payouts. That'd be nice. But alright, and I'm stuttering. Alright, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I hope you guys caught a good move out of the open. It definitely was a really good opening. I feel like this is the best opening we've seen in a while. But maybe that's just because I actually won today. But alright, don't be on the charts all day. Try to enjoy your day.